What if I told you that willpower you spend hours waiting for simply doesn't work the way you were taught? You know this cycle, I know you do. A massive project to start, a new habit you want to form, a to-do list staring you down. You know exactly what to do, but you just stand there, waiting for that magic spark, that wave of energy and inspiration we call motivation. And most of the time, it never comes. And when it doesn't show up, we don't act. No action means no progress. No progress leaves us feeling guilty, frustrated, and... But here's the truth. This lack of motivation isn't your flaw. There's nothing wrong with you. The problem is, you're using the wrong map. You're following the wrong rule. In this video, I'll prove, based on how your brain actually works, that motivation isn't the cause of action, but its consequence. And when you flip this switch in your mind, you'll fire up an internal engine of productivity and success without ever relying on a fleeting feeling to get started. Section 1. The Big Trap. Why wait for motivation? It doesn't work. We bought into a romantic myth of motivation. The athlete who wakes at 4 a.m. firing on all cylinders. The artist visited by a muse of inspiration. We believe successful people have an endless supply of that magical energy. But the way we've been taught to think about motivation is actually a huge trap. To see why that idea is busted, we need to examine the brain's core programming. Think of your brain not as a dream machine, but as a survival machine. Its prime directive, carved by millions of years of evolution, is simple: conserve energy. Changing a habit or tackling a tough task burns massive energy. Your brain wasn't designed to push you into discomfort on a complex project. It seeks the path of least resistance to keep you safe and conserve resources. That's why fighting laziness feels so hard. Waiting for a spike of willpower to do something difficult is asking your brain to go against its very nature. It's a battle lost before it even begins. Motivation, as a feeling, is fickle and fragile. It's swayed by your mood, your sleep, your diet, stress, and 1,000 other factors you can't control. Relying on it to build something big is like trying to build a castle on quicksand. What people who actually get things done, consciously or not, understand isn't how to find motivation, but how to generate it. And the secret lies in one small but powerful molecule in your brain: dopamine. Section 2. The revelation. Motivation is not the fuel, it's the reward. Most people think motivation is the gasoline you pour into a car before a trip, a full tank so you can get going. But neuroscience shows that's completely backwards. Motivation isn't the fuel, it's the exhaust smoke after the engine is already running. Let's get into the real cycle. One key neurotransmitter is dopamine, known as the pleasure molecule. Research reveals its role is more about motivation and reward anticipation. Dopamine tells your brain, hey, what you just did was good, worth doing again. Your brain doesn't dump a massive dose of dopamine to convince you to tackle something hard. It releases dopamine after you act and achieve even a tiny result. It's a feedback system, a reward. The correct sequence, the cycle that actually works, is action, progress, small win, dopamine release, motivation. Action always comes first. Even the smallest step creates a tiny bit of progress. That progress, that small win, is the reward your brain records. That reward releases a bit of dopamine, and that good feeling after finishing something, that's what we call motivation. Think back to the last time you dragged yourself to the gym with zero willpower. The first 10 minutes were brutal, right? But by the end of the workout, how did you feel? Energized and proud. That good feeling is dopamine rewarding your effort, and it makes it easier to return next time. You didn't wait for motivation to go, you created motivation by going. Motivation isn't the spark that starts the fire. It's the heat generated by the friction of simply acting. The problem is we sit and wait for the spark when really we just need to start rubbing the sticks together. Section 3. The test, the practical guide. How to reprogram your brain to take action. Understanding theory is neat. Applying it to reboot your brain and transform your life is what counts. So how do we stop waiting and start doing? How do you build a system that generates motivation consistently? The answer lies in 3 practical pillars. Pillar 1. Break inertia with tiny actions. The biggest enemy of progress isn't difficulty, it's inertia. Your brain hates to start anything that costs energy. Trick it. Make the first step so ridiculously easy, it has no excuse to say no. Use the 2-minute rule from James Clear. Want to build a reading habit? Commit to 1 page. Want to meditate? Sit in silence for 60 seconds. Want to hit the gym? The goal isn't the full workout, it's just putting on your workout clothes. The beauty is that you bypass that initial resistance. Once you start, inertia works for you. 1 page often becomes 5, 1 minute often becomes 10. And just by putting on your workout gear, the odds of leaving the house skyrocket. You start the action, spark your first small win, and the dopamine cycle kicks in. Pillar 2. Focus on the process. Forget the outcome. When your goal is huge and distant, like losing 20 pounds or writing a book, your brain's reward system gets lost. The reward is too far away to sustain you daily. That initial excitement fades fast. The solution is to focus and celebrate each daily step. Your goal isn't write a book, it's write 300 words today. Your goal isn't run a marathon, it's run 3 kilometers today. By doing this, you give your brain a real win and an immediate reward every day. You build a steady dopamine flow that keeps you in the game. Keep a calendar and mark a giant X for each day you complete the process. Watching that chain of X's grow becomes a powerful visual reward that reinforces the habit. Pillar 3. Create a deliberate reward system. Your brain already uses a cue routine reward cycle to form habits. You can hack it. Pair an immediate external reward right after a tough task. Studied focused for an hour? Treat yourself to 15 minutes of your favorite podcast. Finished that dull report? Enjoy your favorite specialty coffee. The key: make the reward immediate and proportional to effort. This teaches your brain directly that effort leads to pleasure. Over time, the activity itself becomes linked to that good feeling, and the need for external rewards fades. You're literally building a bridge in your brain that links hard work to satisfaction. Conclusion. Chasing motivation is a trap that puts you in the passenger seat of your life, waiting for a wind that may never blow. The real truth is simpler and more powerful. Discipline creates action, action creates progress, and progress generates the real, lasting motivation you seek. Motivation isn't something you find, it's something you build, brick by brick, action by action. It's the consequence, not the cause. Stop blaming yourself for not feeling it. Feelings come and go. Systems are reliable. Forget motivation and fall in love with the process. Start small, stay consistent, and celebrate each step. Act first. Motivation will meet you along the way. That's the truth. That's the secret. And now you know. If this video flipped a switch in your mind, I ask 2 things. First, subscribe for more myth-busting videos packed with real tools. Second, comment below the first 2-minute action you'll take today to break inertia and start building something great. Let's begin together.